Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Santa Fe Springs Art Festival here at Heritage Park in Santa Fe Springs. If you guys have not yet, please take a seat because we have another interview coming up with Matt from Wham Stand. Thank you so much for joining us here on stage, man. How have you been?
Good, man. Good. Yeah, it's great to be here. Great to be in sunny old Santa Fe Springs.
Sunny Santa Fe Springs, right? Yeah, just in and out of clouds, but perfect as it is,
yeah,
right?
It's perfect.
Yeah,
it's great.
Thank you for joining us, Matt. This will be your second year here at Santa Fe Springs Art Festival. And from what you brought last year to what you brought today, it's a lot. And you've changed a big difference because last year you brought your Whamblems, excuse me, that's what you call them.
It's okay.
And then you have, I don't know if the camera here could pick it up, but you had these stands, which usually people would, or the way you advertise them are for like comic book slabs, right?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, mostly, but then take a look at this, a full vinyl.
Yep.
You can display it right there for you guys so you guys can see it, but you guys, that's what you brought.
Yep.
This year, you've expanded your inventory.
Yeah, no, I've expanded quite a lot actually in the last year. I've done quite a lot of things. I didn't bring a whole, like all the bunch of stuff that I brought today, but since the last time, I've probably made 3 or 4 like brand new like products that kind of like really didn't exist prior to me making them. One being the comic spinner rack. So it's like you can travel from, show to show or whatever, and the nostalgia of a spinner rack for comics, so I made that. The microphone, so the microphones are cool.
You can bring the mic actually closer to you.
Yeah. So the microphones are cool because so it'll hold like a wireless mic. You could put it in there, or like even a wired lapel mic.
Yeah.
So you could do that, and it comes with a stand. I don't think I had like a stand for it last time, so I had a stand. I've made a couple different stands too. One that's like heavier, so it has a little bit more girth. It won't move around and stuff. So motorized spinning logos. Gosh, I don't know.
No, you've expanded everything.
I come up with so many ideas all the time.
Let me put it to you this way. So that mic stand that you came to show up last year, or I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, you made one that was just one that you held like this, right? And you would hold it.
I think I made it like 2 weeks before the last one.
It worked perfectly, and I think we were the ones that told you like, oh, you need to have like a little thing so that way we can put like a cord mic or something like that.
For
sure. Real quick, I do want to highlight this. I want to see. My wife actually has it. I don't know if she does.
The baby.
She's trying to get her. Yeah, she's trying to get away from the rain. So hopefully once that. Oh, actually, Sean has it. Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
So little baby rattle.
It's just the scope of what you do is massive, which is great.
Thank you.
That is a great piece.
This is cool.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was what's really cool. So like the printers when they change color, they like make little poops.
Yeah.
And that's what's in here. They're they're like little printer poops.
But it works.
Yeah, no,
it works.
Great.
Yeah.
It's a great little rattle.
Yeah. So last year when you came to the show and you had the interview, we asked you like how you came about to doing this sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
I remember you told us that this is something that it was a niche market, right? Like not a lot of people were 3D printing nerdy things or magnets, like the ones that you do. Quick summary for those that maybe haven't seen the last video, which, by the way, go check out that last video. Sorry, I'm looking at that camera. This is your camera right here. You can look at this one.
Okay.
Those people right there. But you can point at that camera and be like, you guys right there. Please go check out the one from last year's Santa Fe Springs Art Festival 2024 for Matt's full interview on that one. But if you want to mind going over real quick, a quick summary of how you started out. And
Wham Stand. I love telling the story of how I came to be, honestly. So I was playing the Marvel Contest of Champions video game, mobile video game, for a long time, and one of the people that like I became friends with through that game was selling comics online and asked if I could make him 3D print him a stand so that he could sell it on so he could sell them online. So I just started working with a local comic book store, and just testing the models, testing the fit, make sure everything would work, and realized that there was a bigger market for all of my ideas. So I just started doing it, and one thing after another, the ideas just kept coming. People kept the feedback from people was amazing. All of their ideas, the ideas I listened to everybody and all of their feedback, and I wouldn't be where I was today without any people's feedback and things like that. So so it's really it's been quite the journey from just a friend asked me if I could make him a comic stand.
That's how it started.
Yeah.
You did mention the rotating one. Wasteland Comics over there actually has the
Right.
rotating one, which is pretty cool. So if people are here at Santa Fe Springs, if you guys want to check out that stand, there it is on display over at Wasteland Comics. But your stuff, I will say, is of really great quality in the sense that it's, for example, the necklace that you have here, the big old chain that says Wham Stand on there. You would think it's heavy. You think it's a good 10, 15 pounds. No, it's like less than 5.
Right.
If anything,
It's,
right?
right. It's less than 5 pounds. A lot of people actually think it's made out of foam.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Right.
it's good quality plastic from a 3D printer. You hit it, it doesn't sound hollow.
Right. It's one of those things where it's like, so I've learned how to use the tool that I have. So like to me, 3D printer is a tool. You know, it's like you wouldn't blame a hammer if a carpenter messed up building something.
Yeah.
Or you don't blame the hammer for a poor quality from the carpenter or whatever. It's the tool, it's the carpenter, it's the work. So I've tried to hone my skills and learn my skills as much as I can on 3D printing so I can produce a product that's worth buying. You know?
Yeah,
like
of course.
people spend their hard-earned money on this, and I don't want them to
feel like they cheaped out or something.
I don't want like a week later to feel like bummed that you spent that money on it.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to be stoked every single time you looked at it.
Exactly, and that's what it is. And honestly, like looking at the magnets that you do sell, your Whamblems. That's what you
Whamblems?
Whamblems, right? You have all sorts of stuff. You have. I'm looking at your store right now. You have logos from DC, logos from Marvel. You have even things of like comic book names. Action Comics. I see one right there. It's like legitimately the template of Action Comics is on there. So what got you to just print out a whole bunch of different variations of this stuff?
Right. So most of the stuff, so I mean, it's all about showing off comics. People want to show off different comics. It's whatever, you know, whichever one they're showing off at the time. And honestly, it was kind of those things where to me, it's like a reusable sticker, and I enjoy making them, so like I can use them and look at them. But most of the stuff I do is actually like custom stuff for people's custom comic books. You know, the Marvel, the DC, all of those are fun because, you know, most people have those comic books, and you know everybody is familiar with those IPs and everything. So I make those, you know, to get kind of get my name out there and everything like that. But for the most part, I really don't even like print those much anymore, like Marvel and DC and all that. I really try to focus on ones that are like original, you know, so like text phrases, you know, people just, you know, new comic book day, or, you know, for vinyls, I'm really leaning more into vinyls recently. So I made, you know, just things that say now playing, but look like maybe Metallica, like it looks like the Metallica logo, but it says now playing. Or just, you know, like a lot of different things that are just kind of like playful. You know, like this logo is the Home Depot logo.
But it says Wham Stand.
But it says Wham Stand. So, like, you know, maybe say that with now playing or something like that. You know, so just trying to just make, you know, original ones and things like that. I've been getting into more like comic book stores and like vinyl stores. So having things that I own, license, are top priority.
Yeah, which is a creative approach to it, because like when you think about it, I'll even give you an example of one that I saw recently. You have these latches that go on the boxes, on the long boxes of comics, and I think you can put like emblems on there, like this is what, you know, this is my DC box, this is like my graded one, and so on and so forth. And it's convenient stuff that you as a person would use.
And it looks cool.
And it looks cool.
You know, like
it's a good organizer.
Right. It's like, you know, you want to load, you know, like I have, you know, you have your Marvel comic book box, so you have all your Marvel comics in it, right? Well, 2 weeks from now, that box might just be Spider-Man, and maybe you want to change it from just Marvel to Spider-Man, so you just change the magnet on it. And honestly, they're very inexpensive to make, so it's inexpensive for somebody to customize their whatever, really, for exactly how they want. And it's quick also.
It is. I'll also say that you're very active on your social medias as well. You recently launched a Patreon.
Right. So Patreon. I actually, I actually don't manage my social media anymore.
You don't?
No, I have somebody else that manages.
Oh,
my
okay.
social media.
This is, again,
I mean, making steps.
Making steps.
Making steps. I simply don't have the time to manage my own social media. I'm on there and everything, but like as far as like managing and everything, I don't do the day-to-day. But I am in there reading messages and stuff, because that's how, I mean, I've communicated with most people for the last 3 years. So I'm still on there and everything. But yeah, it's just expanding. It's social media. You know, like that's how I grew, was on social media. So It's definitely something I try to focus on a lot. And, I think with social media, that's what everything is nowadays. So you get to meet friends and, that's how, I think the only reason I've gotten to where I haven't ever really advertised. So it's all really just people kind of advertising for me, on social media and stuff. So if I'm not active on there, I feel like it's doing a disservice.
Yeah. But you're very genuine, I'll put it that way, because I think we met first at Whittier Comic Fest 3 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that, right? And that's the thing with some vendors and stuff, is just sometimes it's very difficult to get a genuine response.
For sure.
You're very genuine on your socials. I didn't even know. I didn't even know you didn't manage your socials.
It's only been a month or two.
Okay, but regardless of it, your plan was to not eventually do that and hand that responsibility to someone else.
But the people that I spent a long time finding somebody to do it who's going to do it just like I do it. Be very genuine. Be very just real. You know,
down to earth.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. If I don't believe in it, I'm not going to do it. You know, if I don't believe your comic book is cool, I'm not going to say your comic book's cool.
You're going to be
hey, cool. Hey, keep doing it. Keep doing your thing. Whatever.
Glad you like it, but for me, it's just not it.
Cool. Everybody's doing their thing. Do what you want to do. It's great. And it's not that I don't like it. It's just maybe not for me, right?
Yeah.
But I try to be as genuine as possible, right?
And it shows. It shows.
I hate fakeness, so I try not to be it.
No, and the nerds here are nothing but fake. We're not fake. We're not fake. No,
I know.
We're real.
I think that's one thing that the comic book community has been so amazing, and why I gravitated towards it so much is because there's so many different tastes in the world for art, for reading, for stories, and it doesn't really matter. There's somebody in the comic book community is going to like you, is going to embrace you, is going to support you, and that's the one thing the comic book community has really just been quite eye-opening, and I don't ever want to leave it because everybody's so. There's two sides to it, but majority of people in the comic book community are amazing. They're all just genuine, real people that just like stuff.
Yeah,
and I just want to make stuff for people that they like.
There you go.
There you go.
So. Give it back to the community that got you to this place in the first place. There you go.
If you forget about that, then what are you doing?
Exactly. Now, we do have to wrap up this interview up, but I do want to ask, is there anything that you are possibly working on? Any new products that maybe people should be looking out for?
So we talked about it earlier. I launched the Patreon. Patreon is a great thing. I give free gifts every month. I also make new products. So this month is turtles. It's turtle themed. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually breaking out the resin printer for Whamblems now. So they're going to be more detailed, almost like more sculptures, if you will. But other than that, I actually the next generation spinner rack is on its way.
All right.
So
something to keep an eye out. So best way for people to check out your product, Instagram. That's really where I'm the most active, or whamstand.com. Whamstand.com, and then Patreon as well. Patreon. You said that there's different tiers for people.
Yeah, there's different tiers. So so one of the tiers is $1.99. That's you become a member of Wham Stand, and you have access to over 700 Whamblems that you can buy, all at a discounted price. Also, everything is discounted. So if you remember, everything's discounted. All the products I make are discounted, and there's different perks as far as so if I have a Whatnot show, typically you buy a stand, you get a free Whamblem. If you're a member, you buy a stand, you get 2 Whamblems. So there's a lot of perks to the. There's purpose Patreon. To getting in that Patreon, right? And you just said how many again? How many Whamblems? Over 700. Over 700. Right. Over 700. I've over 700. Over 700 guys. All right. That's just the ones that are available. I've done over 1,000. Yeah. For a lot of customs and stuff like that. So. Yeah. So it's fun. It's good to hear. Perfect. Yeah. Well, we do have to close up, but Matt, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I love being here. Thank you for being here. Sunny Santa Fe Springs. Sunny Santa Fe Springs. But if you guys are interested in checking out his products for the Wham Stand, please go check out the website, check out his Instagram. All the information will be in the description down below, so you guys can check it out. Patreon as well will be on there. And yeah, go ahead and point it to the camera right here. Show off the little rattle. Yeah, put it right there so that way people know. Right. But go ahead and check out the description down below if you guys want to check it out. Matt's such a great person, and your Whamblems, I cannot stress enough, great quality. So if you guys want to check that out, please do so. But that wraps up this interview here at Santa Fe Springs Artfest in Heritage Park. This is Bryan, Matt.
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye.